G'day guys, just thought we would touch base and give everyone an update and a bit of a recap of what's been going on. So if we start from the beginning, New South Wales has been in lockdown for over 3 months now, and our business has been shut down for 6 weeks. So, initially we were really struggling to figure out, what was going to happen, where it was going to go, and how long it was going to last. We shut down through one of the updates halfway through the lockdown. At that point, our business was classified as non-essential. And then a couple of weeks later, which would have been about 2 weeks ago now, they reclassified it again and allowed us to open the doors and go back to business. So at that point, we had started working with these shelter dogs, and we'd committed to trying to continue the help that we started out with them and give them the best possible chance to be rehomed successfully. So I just want to do a bit of a shout out and recognition to Adam, who, to give you a bit more background actually before I do that. In New South Wales for this lockdown, the government has been giving out some stimulus packages or some financial assistance to all employees who have lost work. And, it's not that much, but it's something. And so, Sam and I as business have decided to top up all our staff's wages so that they weren't losing any of their weekly take-home pay. And so I just wanted to shout out to Adam, who, had no obligation to come into work at all. He could have just sat at home and, still got paid the same amount of money. But he decided to selflessly give his time to help me work with these shelter dogs. Adam's been in here, almost every morning, helping me prep food and meals for these guys. He's been helping me do some of the groundwork and just been a really big hand during this time to help bring these guys to where they are today. So just a really big shout out to Adam there. Definitely we wouldn't have been able to get these dogs to where they are without him putting in the extra hours that he did. So just wanted to recognise that. Also, shout out to Jason, who's been coming in and helping doing the training with these guys. We started out with, I think there were 11, doing single day farm trips, just giving them the best possible day they could, give them a day out of the shelter. And we got about halfway through that before we started keeping dogs overnight and just trying to train them in the background while the other dogs were doing their farm day. And, one thing led to another, and we ended up with all the dogs that hadn't been rehomed by the end of that period to stay on the farm for an intensive board and train program, just to try to help ease the transition from being in a shelter with all the bad habits that they had and all the anxiety and aggression and all those issues that they were displaying, to help that wash away and help that seamless transition to their forever home. And there's been a couple of, dogs that were successfully rehomed through that period. Also the dogs that ended up staying here, there's been 2 that have been rehomed successfully. So Jake was the first one. And then yesterday, Rogan met his forever parents, which, was really, really good. We're so happy for him and really proud of how far these guys have come. But I digress. I wanted to, recognise the fact that, during that time where we were picking the dogs up from the shelter to take them out for the day, Rodney came in to drive the bus in the morning to pick them up. Thanks very much to Rodney to help out and drive the bus on those days, to pick them up from the shelter, just to give these guys the full experience. And then, moving back onto these dogs, it's been a huge journey, and I'm just so proud of how far they've come, how much they've grown, how much they've been able to adapt. And hello guys, and I just see that they're going to have every success. It's been a really, for me, a bit of an emotional roller coaster. It's been a lot of hard work. We've been here just smashing out, hours on hours on working with these guys, with their socialisation, with their training. And like I said, I just wouldn't have been able to juggle it all without Adam coming in and assisting. And I'm not just talking about within work hours. Like, Adam has been turning up 7 days a week off his own back just to help out, because he could see how much work was involved in looking after, caring for, cleaning up after, feeding, training. It's so, again, a really big thank you. So we're looking at heading back to work. We were supposed to go back to work a couple of weeks ago, or we were able to, as far as the New South Wales rules were concerned. But we were halfway through helping these guys. So at that point, Sam and I decided that we would forego going back straight away and give these guys an extra couple of weeks. And so we've done that now, and we've got one more week left of really full-time training and rehabilitation and preparing these guys. So there's 4 left here: Fredo, Conrad, Yo-Yo, and Bobby. Hello guys. And so it poses the question which a lot of people have been asking, is what's happening with them now once we're going back to work. Fingers crossed. We'd hoped that they would have been snapped up by now. However, they haven't been, and we can't go through this amount of work and just abandon these guys or put them back into a situation where they're no longer progressing, or even worse, slipping back into old habits. So we've decided that we're going to try to get all hands on deck as of tomorrow. And for this last week, we're going to, convert one of our garages to a bedroom, or a couple of bedrooms for these guys. So initially, we had some temporary accommodation supplied by the shelter, which are outdoor farm kennels, which we've put in the garage, and these guys have been sleeping in. However, it was only temporary, and if they're staying here ongoing, it's not a long-term solution for these guys to live like that. So we're going to strip it all out, redo it, renovate it completely, and put in, the really comfort factors that we do here on the farm. They'll have proper beds, couches, heaps of space, and it's just going to be something where we can feel comfortable in the fact that these guys are well looked after. Initially, when we made the whelping pen for Lucy, the intention was to then build something a little bit more spacious and luxurious for these dogs to live in, but we didn't want to take away from their training time. We didn't want to take away from their progress and their growth. And so we decided to go with the temporary farm kennels, and it's been great. It's served its purpose, but looking to the future, it's not a long-term solution. So as of tomorrow, we'll be stripping everything out, putting up some walls, painting floors, painting walls, rendering everything, making it like a normal household room, and giving them some comfort and some well-deserved it's like some of the finer things in life, like their own couch or their own bed, and it's just going to be something where they can start to feel a little bit more at home. So that's all really exciting. We got the guys in tomorrow to start working on that, and Rodney's coming in to help do some preps on the bus, ready to go back to work next week and ready to start going back to daycare. Rodney works really hard through the year, and it's been good for him to have this time off to rest up and recharge batteries to get back into it Monday the 27th. But at this stage it still will be at a reduced capacity, based on the fact that the rest of the state is still in lockdown, and there will be people that won't be able to make it. The main restriction for the lockdown is travel and how far they can go from their house to meet the bus at the stops, which is the main reason why we got shut down that time, because they restricted all travel. But now they've recognised that doggy daycares and dog groomers and all those pet services are able to travel. They introduced a permit system, and we applied for the permits, and we got the permits. And however, we'd started committing to these dogs, and we weren't going to finish and abandon them. So we committed to them. However, financially, we do have to go back to work. We can't afford to stay out of work for too much longer. So next week, Monday 27th, we'll be back at daycare. But like I said, it's reduced capacity. There will be some shifting around. Some dogs that were on some days are shifting to other days, and just to whoever can make it, we're going to pull them all together and get them going. So it's exciting to have them back at daycare, but we've got a bit of work to do ahead of us to prepare the garage to be fit for human accommodation for these guys, where they'll still get from first thing in the morning, training for a few hours and running around before the daycare dogs get here, and then the daycare dogs will run, and then it will be afternoon training and running for these guys as well. So they're still going to get everything they require, and it just means we're working a little bit longer, but that's what we do. We're not going to abandon these guys. It's what has to be done. We're prepared to do whatever it takes to make sure that these guys don't slip backwards in their training. I don't want them to I want to make sure that they reap the benefits and the success of how hard they've worked with this training and how far they've come. So it's exciting on a few levels, and I suppose it was really just a case of he's a real dog that just wants to play. Yeah. Always get a ball playing catch me if you can. So I'm getting distracted here. You're making me laugh, yo. So even though we'll be heading back to daycare and opening up the business again, we're still fulfilling our commitment to these guys to give them as the best possible chance. If it means that they stay on at the farm while we're running daycare, then so be it. and we just have to build the accommodation for them, and make sure that they don't go backwards. We're not going to send them into foster care or go back to a shelter or anything. So if they knew that, I'm sure they'd be pretty happy, although I think they're starting to think that this is their home now, because they've been here for a couple of weeks now. But I'm just really proud of these guys. They've come so far. They've dropped a lot of their anxiety and their aggression and all the issues that we've been seeing from the days that they've come up. They're able to be fed right next to each other now. The food aggression's completely gone. I couldn't be more proud of how far they've come. They're ready to continue their training with whoever it is that wants to take them on for their adoption. But we need to prepare to keep these guys improving and going until that time comes. So we've had a bit of interest from a couple of the other dogs as well, although nothing's set in stone and no meet and greets as yet. Hello, mate. Hello, buddy. Oh, good boy. And finally, I just wanted to thank you guys, our viewers, for supporting us through this journey. Thank you for sharing our videos and for all your supportive comments. We really do appreciate it. It means a lot to Sam and I. We've also, this journey to us has been very fulfilling, and as you all know, it's been quite emotional for both of us. Getting to know these guys and falling in love with them and being so proud of them and where they've come from to where they are now. And so we've decided that we're going to continue this type of work, and we're going to incorporate this kind of rehabilitation with our skill set of being trainers and with socialisation, and that being our expertise. We feel that after seeing the benefit these guys have had from it, once these guys have all found their forever home, we're going to continue to take on dogs that are struggling to find a home, give them the training they need, give them the love they need, and just help them bridge the gap from where they are now to where they need to be to get that, to find that forever home. So exciting times ahead. Stay tuned. We're looking forward to keeping you up to date with the renovation for the accommodation for these guys next week. That'll all start tomorrow. Hope you enjoy the rest of your weekend, and see you again soon.